Back to the basics. Strategies with the pass line and the don't pass line and odds.
Welcome to my new viewers. To my subscribers, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is my channel where I look at, review, and try different craps strategies. Thanks for joining.
Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. So, over a year ago, I started recording some basic beginner strategy for craps for two reasons. One, I wanted to learn this game a little bit better. And I've always gone to the casino with my friends and walked up to the craps table. And I just did what I thought everyone did. And I thought this was a basic beginner's crap strategy. And that was basically to put the minimum bet on the pass line, wait for a point to be established, and then play the 6 and the 8, place bets, and maybe put some odds behind my pass line. And if you look, one of my very first strategies a year ago was a basic crap strategy, placing the 6 and 8. Now, fast forward a year plus, and now we're starting to use AI to get a little better understanding on the odds and the different strategies that are out there and which strategies AI feels is best. So if you're not familiar with Gemini, Gemini is Google's AI tool that you can ask any question. And if I put a question in here like, what is the best beginner's craps strategy? And it's going to come back and it's basically going to say the most basic strategy is a pass line or a don't pass line bet with odds. And that's kind of what I do in this first strategy. I wait for a point to come out, and I'll put odds behind my place bet, and then I'll place the 6 and the 8. And as much as that is kind of boring, it is probably one of the best strategies when you start talking about house edge. So I want to run a quick, maybe, 15, 20 rolls, just playing a pass line with odds. And for a lot of you, this is going to seem very boring because there may not be a lot of action, but I just want to give this a shot. I mean, this is supposed to be your best odds and your best chance of winning and keeping the house edge as low as possible. So let's just set up and walk through what we do here. So if I'm the shooter, then I have to play a pass line or a don't pass line. But even if I'm not a shooter, someone else is shooting, I can always put a pass line or a don't pass line bet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume someone else is shooting, and I'm going to put a $10 pass line bet out, and we're going to try to get a point. Okay, there the point is a 7. Now, the roll is a 7, which is a 7 out on the pass line. That's a winner. We win on the 7 and the 11. We lose on the 2, 3, and 12. So we don't have a point, so let's go ahead and roll again. Let's get a point established. Okay, there's a point. The point's going to be 9. Now, depending where you are, you have to decide what is your odds. You can either place the same amount that you have in the pass line as odds. We could put $10 in odds, or we can look at the table. The table says the odds are 2x. So in this case, we can go 20. Can't go any higher. If I keep clicking, it won't let me go any higher. And then there's some places that will let you do a 3, 4, or 5x odds, but you're going to have to find out from the casino or from the table that you're playing or from the Crapsy or Bubble Craps machine you're playing, what are your odds? And in this case, Crapsy's allowing me 2 times odds. So I have a $10 pass line bet with $20 odds. Now, I'm going to roll until either a 9 comes out and I win, or a 7 comes out and I lose. And that is, by definition of AI, probably the best beginner's strategy for learning how to play craps. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so in this case, I've got a $10 pass line bet on the 9 with $20 odds. And I will win if a 9 rolls before a 7, and I will lose if a 7 rolls before the 9. And there's the 7, so I lose. I lost my pass line bet, and I lost my odds. I lost $30. Okay, let's try the opposite side. Let's put $10 on the don't pass. And let's roll for a point. Okay, the point's an 8. I'm going to put odds. Now, how much can I put in odds? 2 times odds. So now I have a $10 bet with $20 odds that the 7 will roll before the 8. If the 8 rolls, I lose. 7 rolls, I win. There's the 8. So I'm doing exactly the opposite of what we should do. But anyway, I've played both. That's the strategy. That is the strategy that Crapsy says is probably the best beginner's strategy to play craps and to understand the game of craps. From that point on, it just gets more complex in strategies. There's multiple games within the game of craps, but this is the pass line or the don't pass line strategy. Why is it good? It's good because it's simple. It's good because it has a very low house edge. And it's also good because it reduces your risks by just sticking to these bets. Don't deviate. Don't press. Don't do anything else. Just play this strategy. You minimize your potential losses. Okay? So that's a quick overview of the pass line bet and the don't pass line bet with odds. Okay? Now, my video that I played incorporated a 6 and 8 place bet along with that. So I guess this would be just the next step up in learning the strategy. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and just start with a new Crapsy $500 bankroll. And let's turn on our turbo mode. So we're going to incorporate, I'll be the shooter, or I'm going to play a pass line. Okay, so let's go ahead and do $10 on the pass line. Let's get a point established. Okay, the point's a 6. First thing you're going to do is you as a self-serve bet will place $20 in the odds. 2x odds. Okay, at the table you would put that $20 behind your pass line bet. On Crapsy, there's a special place to put odds. Now, the next step up in learning the strategy is now to put a place bet on the 6 and the 8. Because if you think about it, the 6 and the 8 roll more times than any other number except the 7. So a lot of people will say this is their starting strategy for any beginner. And your 6 and your 8 need to be placed in increments of $6 because of the way they're paid out. Okay, so let's put 1 unit, or let's put 2 units. It's a $10 table. Let's put 2 units on the 6 and the 8. Even though I've got the $5 chip marked, I'm going to click the place bet 2 times. Notice how it puts $12. Because I've got my 6 and 8 locked in, it will automatically add the amount of chips I need to put the cap on that bet to make it a easy bet for the dealers to pay out. So I clicked the $5 chip twice, which would have been $10. It put the other $2 in automatically to cap it. Okay? If you're at the table, you would tell the dealer you want to put 2 units on the 6 and 8, and the dealer would either tell you that'll be $24, or you'll know that that's $24. You may put a $25 chip out in the come area and say, give me 2 units on the 6 and the 8, and he'll automatically put your $12 on the 6 and 8 and give you $1 in change. This is what I called my basic beginner's learning strategy, because now I have 3 ways to win. Well, let's take that back. Since the point is a 6, I'm going to win the pass line if the 6 rolls, but I'm also going to win the 6. So most of the times I would not put another place bet on the 6 if the point's a 6. I may want to move this maybe to either the 5 or the 9, the next most popular bet. So let's just put 2 units on the 5. Okay. So now I have 3 ways to win: 5, 6, and 8. And if the 6 rolls, I win the pass line bet and the odds. Again, I lose on a 7 out. Okay, there's the point. The point hit. I won the $10 pass line bet. I won the $20 odds bet. I ended up winning $34. The puck moves off. I'm ready for another come out roll. So that means my place bets are off. Okay, so I can now just roll for another point, and it's a 10. Now, this pass line bet will win on the 10. I will put 2x odds. Okay, but now I want the 6 and the 8 placed. So I'm going to take the 5 down, and I'm going to put 2 units on the 6. Now I win on a 6, an 8, or a 10. And I lose on the 7. Let's go ahead and roll. There's the 10. So the 10 wins. I win the pass line bet and the odds. So that is my basic strategy. According to AI, the most basic strategy for beginners would be just a pass line bet or a don't pass line bet with odds. The next step up would be pass line bet with odds and a place bet on the 6 and 8. Okay, so again, this was a strategy I put out over a year ago. I wanted to go back and just visit some of these again for any new beginner craps players, to give them some understanding of why I went ahead and started with these basic crap strategies for beginners, why I chose the 6 and 8. Okay, and basically Gemini kind of explains it even better. So this is going to be our strategy for today: basic crap strategies using a pass line bet with odds, a don't pass line bet with odds, and then incorporating that same strategy along with place bets on the 6 and 8. Hope it all makes sense. It's very beginners. It's very basic. Hopefully it'll get some of our new players a better understanding of how the game is played. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. So I hope everyone's having a great day. And as always, thanks for watching.
Hey guys, if you made it this far, please check out these other craps related channels.